Hey everyone, so this is the next video in the series about microservices demo. So this video I am going to talk about custom exception handling. So last video we've added some data validations, and we saw that if there is any problem in data as per our requirement, that will be rejected by the system and user has to provide the correct data. This video we are going to look at if in cases I want to do the custom exception handling, if there is occurring any, how we can do that. So the topics to be covered is we are going to add some business logic to further validate scenarios, and we are going to add the custom exception validator to give the custom message to the user. So let's go ahead and get started. So this is our project where we are working on. So this is the build.gradle product controller, and here actual business logic where we are going to write that we have this service class. If I go here, this is the product service class, and here we are adding product. So while adding the product, we are whatever is being passed, there is one label of validation at this product DTO label, but there is no validation at this service label. So we are going to add those logic here, right? So what is the first business logic that I want to put into place? So let's see that. So I want to say that if product.getPrice equal to 0, I'm saying that if product is 0, then there is no point of having the discount, and discount greater than 0, it means we are making the product price negative. That is not possible. So in that case, I want to throw an exception, new exception I'm going to create here, valid exception, offer not valid exception. So whatever message I want to pass, I can put it here. So this is the exception that I want to pass to user, and this is the exception class that I have to generate. So let's go ahead and create that. So I want this under exception package here. So let's get it created. So this has been created now. Yeah, string yes, no problem. So I want to pass it super s. Yeah, I want it to be runtime exception. So we have added this scenario. So let's start the application and test this scenario whether it is working or not. Starting it, application is started. Go to the postman here. So we have to simulate that scenario, right? So here we have put the price 0, and here we are putting this discount. So ideally what should happen? It should be rejected as per now our new validation. So let's throw this. Yeah, now we are getting this exception, internal server error message. We are not able to get that. We are going to take care of that. Path we are getting. So these are the relevant information, timestamp, status, error message, and all those things. We are not able to get the actual message that was passed to the user. So we are going to take care of that in custom handling, custom exception handling. But now we are able to validate that user is not able to add the data into the system. It is invalid. So next step is to add the custom validators. So let's stop the application and come here, and in any case, if I come here under the console here, so I'll be able to see the exact exception, offer not valid exception, no discount is allowed at 0 price, right? Yeah. So to add the custom exception handler, so let's create one more class here. Custom exception handler, and here one important annotation, that is controller advice, comes into picture, which is it is going to take care of the global exception handler. Means throughout our application, any exception is coming of particular type, that is going to call this custom exception handler, right? So here first we are going to call first we have to create the method to handle that exception, right? So let's write that, put here offer not valid handle. Under this, it takes first argument as exception, any generic exception I'm giving here, and second argument it takes one request, which is servlet web request. So shortcut is, if you're writing a code, it's a quick tip that I want to give. If you know the name of the class that you are going to use, just put the capital letters of each word, like it is a servlet web request, right? So if I want to get it to recommendation, I can put swr, which are the capital letter, first capital letter of each word. So I put swr and I can get this recommendation, right? So you can apply this trick. Request, and then I have to form a response here. I have to create a response here, right? So let's do that. So there is one class I want to create here. So just first write it PI. Let's create this class. Let's create this class. Okay, so I actually do write this and then create the class so that I didn't have to type everything here. So put this into package DTO, and yes, right here. So how many things I want here? So I think all the information that is given here, timing stamp, status, error, message path, all these things are relevant and must be passed to the user. We just have to take care of this message part. So I think it is relevant, so I am going to add all these attributes in my response. So private STP status, so it is going to send me the status. What is the status of the response? What is the status of request that user has sent to the system? And the second one, I want list of string which will contain errors, right? So import this one. First one, Java util, and then there was local date time was there, and put it as time stamp, so what time it was created. And then last one is private URI. I want to give the path what was requested by the user, so that is going to be user path URI. I'll give it. Okay, so now I have to create the getter and setter, and now we know the long book, and put this annotation here. And I need all args constructor here. So all of the, this way we have getter and setter and all argument constructor here applicable, right? So I do not have to create that. By now you know this, how this works. So coming here, and now I have to create this one. So how to instantiate this one? Actually, where is this? I do not know this one. I need, yeah, by default constructor I need, where I'll fill the details. So API error first is set time, which we know. So here it will take the current time. Okay, and next thing, API error dot set path URI. What path URI it is going to be? Request dot get description. So this request dot get description is going to have the path of the URL as well as the information about the client. So if you see, include client info it is taking, right? So just give it true. Let's see what it is giving. I'll show you that. So it is the one more relevant information that can help in debugging when you're passing it to the user. And next thing we have dot set status. So in these kind of validation, by default we were getting 500 exception, which is internal server error. There is some server failure and all those things, but that is not the case. It is something I want to communicate to the user that request is invalid. Something you are sending, it is not up to the mark. So I want to send the HTTPS bad request, not valid exception, right? So I just give it bad request, right? And last thing, I have to put set errors. how many errors it had, it has. Okay, so I have this exception class here, right? So just put it. So as it takes array, so I'm going to create the arrays list, and here I want to, this is the exception and dot get message, right? So this is the only exception that we have here. So there is going to be only one message. So if I want to pass the type of the exception that it had, so I can pass that as well. So let's try to get that. This is how we will get exception, name of the class and then the message. So by this we will get the what type of exception it was thrown, that is offer not valid exception, and then actual message that was passed here. If I show you here product service, so the message that we were passing here, this one, no discount is allowed at 0 discount price, we will be able to get that. So coming here now, it is ready. Now we have to return the response here. So it is response entity here, and here first thing I have to pass first body of the response, which I want is the API error, and then it takes HTTP headers. So we are not passing any HTTP headers, that is why I'll just pass the empty response what it is taking. So just create the new object and pass it here. And last thing, I have to pass the status of the response what it is. So we just set that exception. So get status. So we just set this exception, right? So we are just passing this one. So API error. What did it say? Okay, so I was missing this new here. Yeah, it's all right. So it is working now. So now we have this ready. So there is one more thing that I have to add here. Method we have added, but it still doesn't know when to call this one. We have added this controller advice. There is one more important annotation, that is exception handler, which takes array of classes here. So here we have offer not valid exception dot class. So here how it is going to work, controller advice, for the exception handling it is going to be called here, and this exception handler annotation is going to take care of for which type of exception is thrown, this is going to be called. So for now, offer not valid exception, anywhere in the exception is thrown, offer not valid handler will be called, and this response will be returned to the user. Here we can customize the status, path, timestamp, errors, any other thing that I want to send to the user, I can do that, right? So that's it, we are done here. Let's start the application and test it whether it is working or not. Yeah, so application started now. Coming to the postman here and send it again. Yeah, now we are able to get this one, right? So now we are getting this class here, that is offer not valid action. No problem, this looks like a little dirty, but we can put some custom message, right? If I do not want to put this class here, I just want to, because it doesn't make sense here, right? So now I'm feeling like that, so I can pass this message only. I'm getting the response here, this product v1 add product, I was getting this URI earlier as well, but now this client information, I mean it's a local host, that is why I'm getting this one, but in real time when it will be deployed and actual user is hitting, so we will be getting the actual client information here, right? So who is calling this one, and we are getting the status, that is bad request, because this is bad request and this is something not allowed, and errors, timestamp, path URI we are getting here, right? So next thing I'm going to this offer not valid, remove it, so it doesn't look nice here. So custom maximum, where it is, yeah, here it is. So let me remove this one. So there are sometimes there are chances that you want to add this list of arrays there, array I have set error as array list. There are some couple of errors that you want to put into, so you can do that, right? So as well, that is why it is here. So if I have removed this one and you retry it, restart the application, try it again, we will be able to get the proper thing here. Yeah, if I send this again, yeah, now this nice thing is coming here, right? So this is the part one of the custom exception handler, where I have explained you when we have this this throwing exception, how to handle that. But there is one more part of this one, that is second. When I if I show you this product part here, here we have this not null and all those things. If you remember the previous video, we were not able to get this message here, whatever we are passing here, right? So if I show you that scenario, if I miss this here, so it is not going to be in the product service. Even before that, it is going to fail and we will get this status 400 and error bad request, and this one still we are not getting the what was the problem. This we are going to take care right now. Okay, so for that we have to understand how this default handling is working. So there is one class here, response entity exception handler. If I show you this one, and here is one method, method argument not valid. There is this particular method under this class which takes care of handling that exception that we are seeing here. So what we have to do, we if I want to customize that, we just have to extend this class and override this method here. So let's do that. So I can create one more class, but I can do the same thing here as well, right? So why create one more class? So I'm just extending this one, response entity exception handler here. I'm going to extend here. So now I have to override one method, which is a method argument not valid here. So let's do that quickly. Method argument not valid. So I just have to override this one. So it is returning, I not calling this super one. I am going to create our own here. So what it is going to be, API error, new API error. So under this, when this validation is happening, I want to set the status and API error dot set time instant. What I want for that, local date time now, and the set path URI x dot not this one. I have this request one argument, that is get description, right? So put it true. So it's your choice. If you put it false, let's try false one here. So we will be able to get the only URL, not the client information. Now the last thing and most important thing, I have to send the errors here. So how to extract that? So here we have this. So if you see here, I put detail all things here. We have three arguments: request, status, headers, and exception. All these things we have. So we have put this status explicitly bad request, and I can put this as well, not an issue, because that is also a bad request that we have seen. So but I have on my own, I have given it here that how it should work in this way, right? So and if you see any misbehavior, that what it is causing and what is status it is getting, you can just directly put it here. Okay, so now coming to the extracting the actual error messages that are there. So here is this method argument not valid exception. So come here, there is this get binding result. So there are a couple of things that I have to do here to extract things. So introduce local variable here, binding result, and under this result we have get field errors, and just why am I doing this? Directly put it here, get field errors directly, right? And what I have to do here, So I'm getting field error here. So field error, so it is missing something here. Yeah, not the this one field error, I need errors, this list here. Okay, so this I was missing here, just change this. Yeah, let's put it as, to make it proper, dot stream dot map. I want this name of the field, what is there, and then put some space here, and then this is the object and I have to extract individual field here, right? So get default message, so get default message is going to give me the message that is here, product not and message, whatever message we are passing here, right? Coming to this one here again, so dot collect collectors dot to list, so we are able to extract this thing here, list errors here, right? So just format this one so it looks nice. Yeah, okay, so now we have these errors here and I can set this here. So now we have this ready, and now prepare the response and return that one, return new response entity here. And the first thing it is taking is the error body, and second thing it is taking headers, what is being passed, just pass that one. And the last thing it is getting is API error dot get status. So now we are ready, so we do not, it is just overriding, so we do not have to put this exception handler here. So we are ready now with the custom exception match handling here. So just restart the application and check this. Okay, so it is running now. Coming to the postman here, so send this again. Now product name should not be null, we are getting here. So URI we are getting, see client information we are not getting, status bad request we are getting here, 400 bad request. And if I want to put something something else, like if I want to remove the price here, yes, okay, yeah, price by default it takes 0, right? Because that is, if I show you, actually everything needs an explanation why it is taking. So here we have this double price, there is no not null exception on all those things, still it is not going to be null. It is by, if anything I am not passing it here, it is going to keep that at 0. So minimum 0 it is taking. If I pass any negative price, only then it is going to throw an exception. So let's do that, put something -10. Yeah, we are getting both the messages here, right? And if I want to put discount which is more than 100, it is also going to. So any data exception now, whatever is going to be happening with this data that we are sending, if it is a data label validation, directly it is going to through that exception, right? So now I think we are comfortable with the custom exception handler. Going forward, if I am going to add any exception here in our service class here, so there is a couple of more things that I have to add, like the user is passing currency, so that currency also has to be validated and that has to be configured, that I'm going to take care in the next video. In that case it is also going to throw an exception, so I'll quickly add that exception handler in this class here, so that will be easy to understand, right? So I just wanted to make this clear, custom exception handler in this part of the video. So I hope it is clear and there is proper understanding about it. coming to the plan here, so custom exception handler is ready here. So here next topic is profiles in Spring Boot, but before that there is couple of more things that I have to take care. So I'll add that in the plan here. So we'll cover that in the next video as well. So that's all about custom exception handler. So I'll see you in the next video with the next topic. Till then, take care, stay safe, bye bye.